So much of this movie is about the importance of narration, who the narrator is, how they're telling the story, who they're telling the story to. Yeah. If someone were going to make a movie about your life, who would you want to be the narrator?
Wow. You take it.
Wow. Alan Bennett.
Nice.
Huh.
Oh my gosh. Tilda Swinton.
Yes. Yes, she would be good.
Jiminy Cricket.
Nice. I like that.
I like Jiminy Cricket.
I could watch a 2-hour movie about Mandy Patinkin, narrated by
Jiminy Cricket.
I like that.
I do too. Can we make that happen?
Olivia actually has a really great voice. Both Olivia and Oscar in the film, often their voice transcends into narration and it covers other imagery, and it's always really nice.
I'll narrate your life.
Yeah, you can narrate my life. And oh, that'd
You
be just
would be great.
A commentary. And like, then he walked into the room.
Dan is having a great week.
Yeah.
That is, I got chills right
Yeah,
there.
she's got
There
a
you
good
go.
voice.
There's more where that came from.
I wrote my eulogy one time during a junket and had Morgan Freeman read it.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
that it would be read.
Did you
at my
record it?
funeral.
My man Jake Hamilton sure was one cool cat. Effortlessly charming, not too hard on the eyes, and my oh my how he smelled good. My oh my how he smelled good. Yes, my good friend Jake. He's gone, and I, Morgan Freeman, will miss him dearly. But he will not be forgotten. Trust me. It's hard to forget someone as badass as Jake Hamilton.
Record it?
It's on camera, so I
That's
told my friends, when I
fantastic.
die, if you guys do not play that,
Roll
I will
the
come
tape.
back and haunt you.
That's a really funny idea.
So
That's
just
so
in case. Without getting too much into it, so I have not had an amazing summer, and this is one of those movies that I needed because it sort of just reminded me that everything's going to be okay.
Yes.
What was a moment in your life that you could have used a movie like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's been a few times in my life when I've had to really remember that you can't really experience love and joy in the highest points of life without really understanding heartbreak.
Right.
I really don't trust anyone who hasn't had their heart broken.
Yeah.
When I left home, when I was 18, when I moved, then when I was 21 and I moved to New York and I didn't know anyone and I was very isolated. But I mean, I'm very lucky that nothing horrendous has happened to me in my life yet.
Well, you know, this film was born out of one of those moments in my life. My mom was like my person, and I lost her 10 years ago, and it was one of those body blows in life that just really took me out for a while.
Yeah.
And about a year after going into a really dark hole, a year to the day, I met my wife. And I think like that was a personal moment for me, of which the film was very much born out of.
Yeah.
When I was 18 also, I was in Creede, Colorado, doing theater at a little mountain town, and I got a call at the end of a hallway and from my sister saying, and my mom saying Dad was going to die from a certain kind of cancer. And
Well, you win, Mandy.
It was definitely a competition.
I realized at that moment that I would win something. Thank you so much. Hey, you wait long enough, and anything could happen.
I'm glad we had that moment in this. That's a direction this interview I did not expect to go.
Wow. Whew, thank
Well, that's it, guys. That's actually really all I need. That was good to see.
You bet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
No, it's perfect.
That was weird.
No one would have approved more than my father.
You would have liked that moment?
He would have been in heaven. He is in heaven.
There you go. So when this movie was over, I was just, I'm a big crier. I cry at everything.
Okay.
My dog like sits and I cry. I mean, like everything.
Good for you.
So this movie obviously left me, a puddle on the floor. What is the piece of pop culture, whether it be, a movie, a TV show, or a book or something that most just leaves you in tears?
We were just talking about terms of endearment, which does get me
yeah.
every single time.
I think a book, being in my own imagination.
Is there one in particular?
Stoner by John Williams.
I haven't read it.
I was on the tube in London, just when you're in public is when you're in a book, like trying so hard
Yeah.
not to lie. Just
There's a film that I remember very vividly. The first film that ever made me cry was called Nothing in Common, with a young Tom Hanks and Jackie Gleason. Have you ever seen it?
No.
I have seen it.
And they have a very complicated relationship, father and son. And at the end of the movie, Tom Hanks is wheeling him through a hospital. He's just had surgery, Jackie Gleason, and who's a tough father. And he says to him without turning around, he says, of all the people in the world, you're the last one I ever thought would come through for me. And he touches his hand without looking at him. And it's like, it's this repair between father and son, and it's so beautiful. And I remember being like a 10-year-old boy and going, something's coming out of my eyes, and I don't even understand what this is about. Yeah.
You know, Arthur Miller was interviewed by his daughter, Rebecca Miller, in a beautiful documentary that I highly recommend. And he said when he was writing his plays at his most successful, mirroring the times he was living in, he said it wasn't the lines he was writing, but the experience that he was writing about that allowed the audience to get in between the lines and have their own experience. And when I'm most surprised, when it's not the words or what the actors are saying, but when they're just looking or listening to each other or caught off guard or surprised, and then the most mundane thing happens, like someone opens a box of photographs, I just get overwhelmed of those moments that we all live that that seem like nothing. That, you know, we don't realize how much we're missing until you have a reaction to something that's nothing.